the Crypto Truth, where I give you the truth as I see it. Today we're going to go ahead and we're going to do a little bit of comparison here. I saw an article. We're going to go over it. This article right here, Cardano, a Holochain perspective. I'm going to let you guys know right now, as always, I will be completely truthful. So if you are a Cardano fan or if you are a Holochain either or fanboy, you might not want to hear this video. Just throwing it out at you. So if you're here to if you're here for me to pump whichever coin or token it is, I'm only looking at this from an investment perspective. I'm not a professional advisor, but I do have my thoughts on both coins. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at it. Obviously, because of the technology, we all know that I lean Holochain, but there's some things that I do want to talk about. So we're going to get into it after this. We're going to go ahead and cover, look at that, 10,119 cryptocurrencies out there, you guys. Be careful. Market cap is at 1,500 billion. We're looking at Bitcoin dominance around 43%, Ethereum dominance around 18%, pretty much stable for the last couple of days or so. Right now, the market has gone down a bit. Bitcoin is at $36,000. Ethereum is at about $2,500. We're looking at Cardano at $1.52. Let's see some top gainers here. By the way, the crypto quickies will be coming back. I just have been a little bit busy lately. Helium is up $21, up $27%, 40% for the week. What else we got here? All right, so this has been a blog. It's been all over Twitter, at least from Holochain perspective. And I just want to read this to you guys. You guys know this is a very short article, so I'm going to read the entire thing because it is short, and then I'm going to give my 2 Satoshis on it and kind of talk about it. So Cardano Holochain Perspective by Josh Zimmel, have no idea who this guy is, says, this has been a good year so far for Cardano. It successfully forked to become a multi-asset blockchain, enabling users to create tokens that run on Cardano natively, similar to how tokens operate on Ethereum. Full smart contract functionality remains on their roadmap. Its token ADA became tradable on Coinbase in mid-March, and investors lined up. The price of ADA rose 560% over Q1, the most among the CoinDesk is that 20 or 2.0? 20 core group of cryptocurrencies tracked by the news website. Then in April, Cardano announced a major blockchain identity initiative in Africa, beginning with a partnership with the Ethiopian government to improve the quality of education. Cardano makes some promising claims about its platform that seem mainly aimed at differentiating from Ethereum. Still the giant in the smart contract space, with a market capitalization roughly 6 times as large as Cardano's as of this writing. Among its core features, protocols for scalability and security are supposedly more scientific, based on peer-reviewed academic research. A unique algorithm called Ouroboros, billed as the most environmentally sustainable blockchain protocol. Ouroboros' consensus system empowers various types of stakeholders, including input endorsers and slot leaders, to mine coins and verify transactions. A hierarchical structure that includes a settlement layer for accounting and a control layer for executing smart contracts, supposedly making Cardano ideal as both a medium of exchange and a decentralized world computer. Whether Cardano is actually better than other blockchain protocols isn't something we'll try to settle here. What we say is that Cardano is seeking to be a better blockchain protocol, which is fundamentally different from what Holochain is doing. Cardano and Holochain may ultimately be solving some of the same problems, but they face very different challenges along the way. I'm just going to cut in and say that there's a definite Venn diagram that needs to be created when it comes to this, because obviously when it comes to these different protocols, they will overlap a little bit. For example, continuing on, Excuse me. For example, one of blockchain's biggest challenges is efficiency or scalability. The computing costs of recording everything that happens on every node of a blockchain are huge, as is storage load of keeping all of the data forever. So it's hard to imagine blockchain being suitable for applications involving any kind of media files. Another issue is latency. Blockchains often take several minutes or more to record even simple events, so they're not very suitable for collaborative applications that rely on fast update times. Users have recently reported transaction wait times on Cardano ranging from 1 to 8 hours. I'm going to let you guys know now, I've never had a transaction that I made through Cardano from 1 hour, roughly, I would say 10 minutes at the very most, So that's just my own personal experience, not saying whether it's true or not. All right, for these reasons, blockchain projects seem to be primarily setting their sights on financial services applications, which tend to hold relatively little data and don't require real-time processing. Cardano is no exception, making interoperability with legacy financial systems one of its core objectives. All right, so it has a little chart here. Latency, minutes to hours. Holochain is instant. Storage load is high. Storage load for Holochain is low. Transaction costs, gas fees, we talked about this before, substantial. I don't really think it's going to be as high as Ethereum or Bitcoin, obviously. But then Holochain is absolutely free, so there's no gas fees for Holochain. And by the way, we're gonna get into that. I'm gonna scroll back up here because I gotta talk to you guys about that. Financial services apps suitable for both of them. Collaborative apps not suitable, and suitable for Holochain. Large media apps not suitable, and suitable for Holochain. Although there are some, I'll just continue reading. Holochain is not limited in some ways, and as a result, capable of enabling virtually all activities you're accustomed to doing on the internet now. Holochain is so flexible and scalable because, one, the cost. Holochain is completely free to use and run because users host themselves and each run a local copy of the application to form a small amount of the shared workload of validation and storage. There's no need to pay any intermediate miners or stakers. No gas fees also means no built-in token is required to run Holochain apps, eliminating a major usability hurdle. The tokens people commonly associate with Holochain is Holo Token and Holo Fuel. Actually power the Holo Hosting Network, a peer-to-peer hosting marketplace which enables anyone to participate in a Holochain application through a web browser without having to purchase any cryptocurrency or have a crypto wallet. Now, storage. Holochain is capable of handling large media applications. Shared data is replicated only enough times to provide a healthy amount of redundancy, perhaps 25 or 50 times, not on every single node as in blockchain, so it's completely feasible to store and serve large documents, images, and videos. Even live video streaming is possible through the shared data environment of a Holochain app. Holochain has a number of features that combine to make for near zero latency. You write your data, wow, having a hard time reading today. You write data to your local chain instantly. Once your data is recorded on your own source chain and then published to the network, the other computers update to your chain in their own time. Seconds for the most computers, perhaps minutes for some, but you typically don't have to wait for that to happen to continue moving forward. For example, if you're posting in a social media application, you see your own post immediately and you can add a comment to it right away. This is a positive, extremely advantageous thing for Holochain. And then now continuing on. In addition, you can send signals, which are real-time updates transmitted to specific parties you're interacting with, ahead of validation by the network. In a chat application, for example, the person you're chatting to gets a signal so that their screen updates right away with your message, as fast as in any centralized chat application. When you are interacting in a way that needs to be validated before you interact again, such as if your transaction with currency, your next transaction only depends on your history being validated by the users by the user you're transacting with, not by the whole network. Because all user hosts a copy of the application, including the app's validation rules, they don't need to consult with anybody else. So if there are computers on the network that are slower to update or are offline, that doesn't slow you down. Incidentally, this feature also makes for infinite transactions per second. This is very true, increasing with the number of users on the network. If there are a billion people using a currency app, there could be a 500 million transactions taking place at the same time. One transaction for every pair of people who are transacting. This is very true again. So, but again, I'm going to scroll back up and we're going to have a conversation about all of this in a second. For all of the reasons, Holochain is suitable not just for financial service applications, but for collaborative applications like chat applications for Slack or WhatsApp. Elemental Chat is now live. Project management systems like Trello and Asana. Acorn is one example of development. Social media applications similar to Twitter, Facebook, and so on. Junto is one example, and Junto is pretty cool, by the way. Wikis and other knowledge bases, HWiki and Fractal Wiki, are both in development. Calendaring and scheduling application, calendar events is one under development. Let me tell you guys something that's going to be huge. Being able to communicate with everyone and having it update on your systems, or it then eventually goes into other systems. There's a lot of business related things in which calendar events can be advantageous. Real-time collaboration tools like Google Docs and HackMD. We created Send as a simple but powerful protocol for these types of apps. Marketplaces and e-commerce networks for any imaginable good or service, from vacation rentals like Airbnb to ride-sharing networks like Uber to general-purpose marketplaces like eBay or Amazon. One exciting marketplace in development is RedGrid, a peer-to-peer clean energy power network. RedGrid is huge, by the way, huge. I'm going to try to contact them in the very near future to maybe probably get a interview, because I have some questions. Media sharing platform like YouTube and Spotify. Now, here's the thing. You notice that there's nothing in development, and there's a reason why. Obviously. Initiative social organisms like collaborative land stewardship, supply chain tracking, and novel currency systems. So, what advantages does Cardano have relative to Holochain? The biggest one might be awareness. Both of the project itself and the underlying technology, Cardano has gotten a lot more press than Holochain to date. And Cardano aims to improve on technologies that are already widely understood: distributed ledgers, block production, and consensus-based adoption of global state. Holochain, by contrast, needs to overcome deep-seated beliefs in order to get developers and users to understand its capabilities. People are so used to the idea that global consensus and universal data replication are the only way to make data secure and immutable that they tend to have trouble believing that it's possible to guarantee data integrity in a more efficient way. Holochain is a technology at least as disruptive as Ethereum, and remember how many years it took for developers to basically understand Ethereum smart contracts and start building with them. Holochain's path to awareness is probably more like Ethereum's 2014 through 2017 than Cardano's today. Then again, more people do seem to be taking notice. The price of Holo token rose even more than ADA over Q1 of 2020. More on that in a second. Cardano may be positioned to meet a market demand for a better blockchain and give Ethereum a real run for its money. But Holochain may be poised to leapfrog beyond the lot of them, since it is capable of addressing a set of use cases that blockchain protocols simply cannot. With even higher data integrity and the kind of scalability blockchain can only dream of. I do agree with that last statement, but I don't agree with that whole entire statement. All right, we're going to go ahead and scroll back up to the top because I have a lot to say about this real quick. Okay, so first and foremost, it says right here, Cardano makes some promising claims about its platform that seem mainly aimed at differentiating from Ethereum. Now, as far as these promising claims are concerned, at the moment, and I'm just being completely fair, okay? I'm being completely fair, looking at this from an unbiased viewpoint, which is difficult, I understand, but I will try to do it. Holochain is also making promising claims, right? So they're both making promising claims. Now, obviously, because of the technology of Holochain, it has a leg up over over Cardano because of its technology. But I'm going to explain to you guys why sometimes the best technology is not always the winner. And there are a lot of cases, over time that has proven this. And this is why a lot of people get, what's the word? They get distracted, they get discouraged when it comes to what's been going on with Holochain as far as its lack of, I don't know, not production, but its lack of communication. So one of the things that I want to bring up is the fact that we're looking at here with transaction fees and costs. Costs and gas fees is substantial, and it's free for Holochain. Yes, it's free for Holochain, and Holochain has a better technology and everything else in between. But guess what? Cardano is ahead right now, and when developers start building on Cardano, what are the chances is they're going to switch over to Holochain? Because right now with developers, they're going to switch over. They're going to, oh, well, Ethereum is high in gas fees, blah, blah, everything else in between. We're going to go to Cardano. And then once they go to Cardano, it's going to be like, okay, well, do I want to save 30 cent, 40 cent, 50 cent, just to switch over to Holochain, which is free? So depending on what you're doing and what the application entails, it's not really worth it. And that also means that they have to develop in Rust, right? Because if I'm not mistaken, Cardano is not just in Rust, and I'm not sure, and this is technical stuff that I don't understand, but I'm pretty sure that Holochain is, the applications are running Rust. So, but they also have, what do they call that? It's like a downloaded thing, something that makes it easier for developers to build on Holochain, which is an extremely positive thing, right? And I'm not into the tech. I'm not in all that in the tech, so you guys have to forgive me for that. Okay, so when we scroll down here, one of the things that and this obviously this is a biased article. It is what it is. But I do want to help you guys understand something. He says Holochain in contrast needs to overcome deep-seated beliefs in order. People are used to the idea of global. Where does he say it at? Holochain's path towards awareness. This is a huge issue, and this is something that I'm going to bring up. And the reason why I'm actually bringing this up, and the reason why I actually titled this Holochain versus, Cardano versus Holochain, is because of the fact that on one of the comments, there was like a little discussion. I like looking at discussions. And by the way, thank you for all the subscribers that make comments and say things and say your personal opinions. There was a little discussion, a little argument there. You know, one guy was like, you know what, I'm out of here. I'm done with Holochain because of the fact that, hey, look here, man, their communication isn't right. They're not hyping up stuff, and even when they do say things, the price isn't going up. So one of the things that this is very true, and you look, for many people who are Holochain believers, as I am, I can't fault someone who has invested in Holochain 2.5 years ago or 2 years ago, and nothing really has come into fruition as having something. Holochain has had its bumps in the road, and I believe that's where all the hype kind of really died down, right? And as far as price is concerned, let's just be honest here. There's a lot of hot tokens out there. There just is. That is something that is irrefutable. You can't refute, I don't even know if that's a word, but you can't refute the fact that there's 107 billion tokens. That's a lot of tokens. So when it comes to price specifically, yeah, I can kind of understand why someone is saying, man, I have $5,000 and I invested it in Holochain, but if I had invested it in Cardano took off from 3 cents to $2 and something cent. they're looking at it from an investment point of view, and no matter how you look at it, that's awesome. And so you can't help but to be discouraged just a little bit of all the money that you've missed out on because of the fact that you were all like, you could have made some serious money. Now, here's the thing. You also can't blame people from asking questions and not getting any answers. So right now with Cardano, it's a very simple concept. You hold ADA or you buy ADA and you're fine. With Holochain, you have all of these hot tokens. The hot tokens that have to be transferred for those, and by the way, thank you for correcting me, the guy, because I totally forgot. But those who are developers or those who are hosting, you can switch your hollow fuel, your hot token into hollow fuel, and then you can't go back from hollow fuel to the hot token, and then the only way you can earn hot is if the hollow fuel is as if you actually earn the hollow fuel, and then you can switch over your hollow fuel into hot. And by the way, that won't be for everybody. That's only either for developers or hosts, as far as we know at this moment. Also, there's this whole thing about where to hold it. Then there's what's happening with hot afterwards. Is it going to be in a reserve account? What's going to happen? Everything else in between. What's going to happen with the circulating supply, the price, everything. There's just a lot of questions. There is a lot of questions that's going on with Holochain, and we have not had them securely answered. We just haven't, and that's the truth. When the founders and co-founders say, hey, this is what's going to happen, this is what we want to happen, and this is what we hope that will happen, we're not getting that. It's, well, maybe this will happen. Well, we don't know exactly what the ROI on return on investment and having a hollow port, and then we have people, now we're all speculating exactly what's going to happen, and oh, it's going to rise, oh, it's going to go this, oh, the hot token can be used after the fact, and it's going to still be around, and oh, you're going to switch it only 1 for 1, you got 6 months to do that, and everything else between. With Cardano, it's just a simple fact of, hey, we have a coin or a token here, and then you get our token and you hold it, and it will rise or not rise. That's it. That's all there is. It's a blockchain. It's a regular blockchain. I shouldn't say regular, but it's run on a blockchain, and it is as simple as that. So there's a lot of questions and a lot of concerns. Yes, as far as technology is concerned, I have no doubt that the technology of Holochain is better than Cardano. But the only issue that I have is, and I wouldn't say an issue, it's really a concern, is the fact that we all just don't know what's going to happen with the hot token. And we're pretty sure that hollow fuel is going to do very, very well. But then it goes to exchanges, and is your exchange going to be able to hold the hot token, and is it going to be everywhere? And there's so much going on. There's so many dynamics going on with this. And so I can't blame somebody for saying, look here, man, I'm going for the sure deal. And by the way, in my opinion, this is only my own personal opinion, Cardano is going to rise in price this year, all the way up into January. Well, probably past January, but that's just my personal opinion. Holochain, I personally, especially if they come out with hollow fuel, if you go back and look at my video, I'm still standing on my video. Holochain, where its price is gonna go, what my price prediction is, I have it going 10 cents if there's nothing really done, but I do feel like the bull run isn't over with. I do feel like people are going to start catching on to Holochain and start becoming more comfortable with what's going on with Holochain, and then that's going to drive the price up. So I do have 10 cents at least by the end of the year. If hollow fuel comes in and the hot token is taking out of circulation somewhat, and then I believe that the hot token is going to rise. I have no idea where hollow fuel is going to be at or what's going to happen with that. There are certain dynamics I want to talk about that later. Then we also have, if somebody major comes along, if someone's like, hey, you know what, I believe in this technology. It's awesome, and whether we like it or not, people just believe that famous people know what they're talking about in technology. And that's why we have a bunch of idiots out there striving for Dogecoin, or Elon Musk have no idea what the hell he's doing. And I apologize. I'm just telling you like it is. So, but when we have famous people and they're like, well, I heard about this Holochain and I really feel like this is the new technology. This is going to be great. So there's some advantages. And I believe that because of that, I believe that Holochain, if that happens this year, I believe that it will get to $1.25. And that's regardless of whether it's on Coinbase or not. And I don't even want to talk about the Coinbase effect because there's different variables for that. So again, there's a lot going on here. So when it comes to Holochain having an advantage over Cardano, I would say right now Cardano has an advantage over Holochain. Not because of technology, but because of the fact that there are less questions and less concerns with Cardano and where they're going and what they're trying to do than with Holochain. And I just think that the Cardano organization is more organized, that's my own personal opinion, than Holochain. That is what it is. I know some of you guys aren't going to like it, but if you're a business person, anybody that's been in business can clearly see the Holochain has some issues with properly communicating or really properly communicating on exactly what's going on, what's going to happen. Just is what it is. Do I like saying that? Sorry for if you guys hear a vacuum cleaner in the background. Do I like saying that? No, I don't like saying that. Do I think Holochain is the greatest technology out there right now? Most definitely. I don't believe it's going to crash or anything like that. But I do believe that I'm just being honest with you guys. If I had, I don't know, a couple thousand, $10,000, $20,000 to put into a project, it'll probably be Cardano. That's a for sure return on investment because of all of their activity, everything that they're doing right now. It's happening. That doesn't mean Holochain they're not doing these things. It's just that we don't know about it. Again, that's with the communication thing. And obviously, no, like a lot of people, they want everything to be hyped up. And there are some people in the crypto space, and I can't wait till you guys leave the crypto space. I wish the market would just do like a 90% crash and then go back up, to be honest with you guys. And here's why. Because these people who are like wanting money right now, they don't understand that these projects are long-term projects. They're long-term projects. And right now, Cardano is at the point to where people are like, hey, you know what? I want to invest in it. They're like, hey, you know what? This seems like a great project. Holochain's not there yet. When Holochain gets there, then people are going to be like, oh, wow, this is a great project. How come I didn't invest in it before? Oh, I don't know. Well, either you didn't believe in the project or you didn't know about it. And that's one of the biggest issues with Holochain is a lot of people don't even know about Holochain or can't even understand what Holochain is in the first place. And by the way, there was a great video done by Paldos. I love it. I love it. I love it. I recommend anyone to go and take a look at it. So that's what's going on with Cardano. In my opinions on Cardano versus Holochain, I you know, as far as technology goes, like I said, it's better. But to be honest with you guys, and for many of you guys who play video games, there are some games that I will still play on the GameCube rather than playing on the Nintendo Switch. It just is what it is. There are some games that I would love to go back and play on the PlayStation 2 and play it all day long than on the PlayStation 4. There are some games, what was the game? Fat Princess. If you didn't even get, I love that game. I played that game all the time. I love Fat Princess. I love the ideal of it. It was just really, really fun. Had a bunch of people in there and you're rescuing the princess and everything else in between. It was really cool. So I love games like that. I would rather play that game than to play Fortnite. Just saying. So we have different games that take different technologies can be done for different things. And I do believe that Cardano is going to make it. And right now, as far as my confidence level of what technology is going to make it, I believe both of them are going to make it, but it's slightly higher for Cardano, because Cardano is doing all the right things and doing as far as communication is concerned, as far as investment is concerned, not on the technology side, but as far as investing and people who are invested in Cardano, they're doing all the right things to communicate with those who are invested in Cardano, and you have a good idea of exactly what's going to happen. Holochain, there's no such thing. I'm just saying. I'm just keeping it real, you guys. Does that mean I don't believe in Holochain? Hell no. Does that mean I'm not going to have my investments in Holochain? No, I'm going to stick with Holochain. And if Holochain is a flop, it's going to be the biggest flop in cryptocurrency history, in my opinion. And if they fall on their face, and if they scam, if they get rid of the hot token and totally screw everybody over that invested in them early, it's going to be extremely embarrassing. It'd be hard for them to show their faces in public. And I think that's one of the reasons why it's a scary thing, right? You say you're going to do something and then you don't do it. But you had all of this money invested into the company, into you guys, and things aren't happening. It's very tough. There are a lot of people who saw who saw Holochain when it first came out and was like, man, this is amazing. And 2 years later, you don't have much to show for it. So I kind of understand why someone would be frustrated from an investment perspective. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and end it right there. I've been rambling on forever. Oh, they have some comments down below. Hold on, let's check this out. Would be nice if you guys could keep us in the loop about projects that are in development for Holochain. I like that. I could see Junto and Elemental Chat working. There are over 500 developers in GitHub, all collaborating and sharing. Time sharing 2014 Ethereum comparison is correct, but within a week that will double and change. Holochain knowledge is growing, but at a rate no one can measure. The future is so bright, I need to wear shades. Glad you think so, Grant. Love the comparison. I didn't know Sin either. Cool real-time editing action. Thanks for Josh for the commentary over the few months. I've been attempting to get my head around Holochain and all of the capabilities. Posts like yours really help that. And I agree. Posts like this really does help get things out there. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and end it right there. Thank you guys very much. I really do appreciate everything. And you guys take it easy. Bye, you guys.